Welcome to Math TV. Today we're going to learn how to divide complex numbers. Do you remember what complex numbers are? Complex numbers are numbers that are in the form a plus bi. A is the real part of the complex number. B is the imaginary part. And you see here we have also I. I is also imaginary number that the value of that is -1. Let's see what would be the I squared, or I to the second power. I to the second power is going to be -1 in the square root to the second power, and that is -1. You know 2 and the square are cancelled, just -1. How about I to the third power? I to the third power would be I to the second times I to the first, just I. So that means you write I and you add the exponent would be I to the third, which is equal. I squared, you know, it's -1 times I, so it'll be -I. But we need I squared for this kind of problems. Okay. For solving this problem, we have to conjugate, we have to multiply by the conjugate of 5 minus 4i. What is the conjugate of 5 minus conjugate? Five minus 4i, the conjugate will be 5 plus 4i. So I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 5 minus 4i over 5 plus 4i. That's the conjugate of 5 minus 4i. Now, when we multiply, the numerator will be 2 plus 3i times 5 plus 4i over 5 minus 4i times 5 plus 4i. Okay, let's go next step. Let's do the multiplication. We did that in part 3. This is part 4. 2 times 5, it's 10. Then 2 multiplies 4i. 2 times 4 will be 8, but you don't forget the i. Okay, we finish with number 2. Let's do with the 3i times 5. We'll do distribution here. 3i multiplies 5, and then 3i will multiply 4i. So 3i times 5 will be 3 times 5, 15. And don't forget I. 3i times 4i will be 3 times 4, 12. I times I will be I squared. That's the numerator of this fraction. Let's see what we have on the denominator. Do the distribution. 5 will multiply every term on the second parenthesis. 5 times 5 will be 25. 5 times 4i. 5 times 4 will be 20i. Then let's start to multiply by -4, which is the second term. And -4i times 5 will be -20i. And then -4 times +4i, that will be -16i times I will be I to the second power. Okay, let's see now how to simplify the numerator. 10, it's the only thing that we don't have to combine with anything else for the moment. 8i plus 15i, 18 plus 15 will be 23i, plus 12 times I squared. We said that I squared is equal with -1. So instead of I squared, we substitute -1 divided by 25 for the moment here. Then we have to combine 20i minus 20i. Positive 20, negative 20, those are cancelled out. So it'll be minus 16i squared. Again, I squared will be equal to negative 1 times negative 1. Let's continue a little bit here. So 10 plus 23i. 12 times negative 1 would be negative 12. Divided by 25 minus 16 times negative 1 would be plus 16. Okay, now let's see what we have here. 10 plus negative 12. 10 plus negative 12 will be negative 2 plus 23i. Okay. Over 25 plus 16 would be 41. So it looks like we're done, but still we have to work a little bit more that to make the complex number in standard form. Which means, you know what standard form is, will be if we have the angle, if we have the number in the form a plus bi. That's the standard form. This one for the moment doesn't look like in standard form. To make that in standard form, we have to divide negative 2 over 41 plus 23i, which is 23i, over 41. So one more time, that will be the final answer. Negative 2 over 41 plus 23 over 41i. This is our final answer, and this is the new complex number when we divided the two complex numbers. What is the real part of this complex number? The real part will be this one, negative 2 over 41. That's the real part. How about the complex? The imaginary will be 23 over 41. That is the imaginary part of this complex number. It's complex because it has the real part and it has the imaginary part. It has a number I, which is the real. That's how we can have the complex number. If we don't have I, we don't call that complex number anymore. We call only real numbers. Okay, can we make like a real number to make a complex number? Yes, let's say we have a real number is 7. How can I make this as a complex number? I can make 7 plus 0i. So the real part is 7, the imaginary part is 0. Okay, how about if I have only the imaginary number, which is, let's say it's 3i, and I want this to look as a complex number. So I do 0 plus 3i. So the real part is 0, the imaginary part is 3, so this is the complex number. We can make them if we want. So this is about division of the complex numbers. Okay, now if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe it. It helps this channel a lot. Thank you.